Hello! I need to fix my camera slightly. There we go. Because I have it different between the watch alongside and the reaction. But here we go. All with less than 1 XG, and we've won the game 3-0. But when I say this is by far our best and most comfortable performance that we will have, 7.3 average. Coburn didn't really have much to do, but when he had the hold up play and stuff, like he looked like a physical, tall striker that could hold the fucking ball up. He was good. Smallbone again wasn't really involved much other than a couple like link up one touch passes. Didn't really put a foot wrong. Maybe gave away a few fouls, which I don't know if I can. Oh no, only one. I don't know why he was so low rated compared to some of these. Like why Bender was 7.6 when he literally made one save. And it was a dribble. It was a dribble shot. Like his long balls today were poor, and gave away a corner because he had the ball for too long. But that was the worst of all of our team. Everyone played brilliantly, even the players that came on. These players came on to just shore it up. I think were we already 3-0 up by the time we made the save? No, by the time we made the subs, I mean, Aziz had just been taken off for Negley, and then Ballo assisted Sturge, who scored. Which might be why Sturge was 8.5, but he was fucking brilliant today. He locked off Jed Wallace the whole time, and even when Illing Jr. came on, honestly, very comfortable all over the pitch. West Brom had fuck all to offer. Like, if we look at the stats, you can see they had one shot on target, and it was that one shot from Johnston that I don't know if it deflected, but it was just hit with no power whatsoever, nowhere near the goal, or well, nowhere near going in. Like it was just straight down the throat. I'm pretty sure if Cooper or Cromwell wanted to, they could have like took a few steps and cleared it. It was that slow. But again, Mitchell, Ballo, Cooper, Aziz, and Sturge, all with goal contributions in the form of a goal or an assist or both. Aziz, goal of the season already. Holy fucking shit. I promise. Go, I implore you right now, go and try and find the goal. You have to. Honestly, you won't see a better goal this weekend. Lovely ball from Mitchell to Aziz. Touched it down and just finished it. And like you can see here, there's the goal. 0.02 XG. Like, Aziz was good. And you have to say, based on half game, he wasn't there. Going back to, I don't think he's been there. Has he been there since Norwich? When did Aziz get injured? He might have got injured. Did he play against Wrexham? No. So I think we can comfortably say that if we can play like that every week, we'll be more than fine. I don't think. Did Aziz get injured at Norwich? Couldn't have done. Surely Middlesbrough? No, he played against Middlesbrough. But I think that there proves today that we cannot be starting players like Negley or Kundal on the wing anymore. With Aziz and Ballo, they both like to hug the touchline and they give us that outlet. They can both cut in or go down the outside, and that really that done them today. Having that option both sides, where normally it's just a Marku this side and we never go down the right hand side. Ballo and Aziz, maybe a Marku, maybe. I'm not. I'm still not quite sure. because again, Amaku so far I feel like has been our best attacker this season, but that's because Aziz has been injured, and Aziz has already done more than all of our attack combined in this one game. So, um, what was I going to say? Yeah, Aziz, Amaku or Ballo. I'm fine with either. It was Ballo who slipped in a lovely pass for Sturge. Just come in, corner of the box, launched it into the top corner. Cooper's goal. Again, ball into the box. It somehow found its way to Cooper, who just toe poked it home. I can't, for the life of me, remember. I don't think there was a flick on. I think it just crossed in by Aziz, who cutting on his left foot, and then Cooper poked it goalwards. Aziz's goal, obviously, even as a West Brom fan, you gotta look at that and think, fucking wow. You can't do anything about it. And in the table, as we go into the international break, we're all the way down in 14th. No, that's home. Hang on, no, I want all. Here we go. We are all the way up to 8th because of other results. Stoke drew with Blackburn today. QPR beat Bristol City. So Bristol City would have been above us, or QPR would have regardless. Preston beat Charlton 2-0, and Swansea lost to Leicester. Leicester beat Swansea. So we're up to 8th, and from 3rd down to 9th, there's 3 points in it. To the point where if Bristol City win, they can still overtake Leicester, realistically. But our next game is an away trip to QPR, who after just beating Bristol City away, they did draw at home to Oxford, but wins against Wrexham, Stoke and Bristol City will have them feeling quietly confident. But hopefully we can take this performance and move on. Take it into the QPR game and beyond, because like I said, this is by far our best performance this season. I want to say in total, but I can't overshadow the Crystal Palace game. I thought the Palace game was by far our best performance so far in all comps. This is by far our best performance in the Championship. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's about the same. Maybe this edges it, but the Palace game, we're playing a much better team away from home. So there's that aspect why I think it might be a slightly better performance than we saw today. Amaku was just to get Pado off, and it was around. Was it around this time that I said? I think it was around like the 70th, like after Sturge had scored, around the 75th. I could see Smallbone and Smallbone and Coburn looking tired. And I even said it like, get Mitchell, get Smallbone, get Coburn, get Aziz and Barrow off. Take these 5 off. Like, they're not. The defence has had fuck all to do. So if they get injured today, then that's a joke. But just get these 5 off. I know, obviously, there's no point resting them when they're going to have 2 weeks off, which is fair. But we don't want any unnecessary injuries. And he did. He took them all off. And again, Ivanovic throwing himself about. He looked a lot more in the game. Like, he only had 10 minutes on a pitch, but he looked more and more in the game than I've seen of him all season. So I don't know. Maybe it's a morale thing. Maybe the players needed a kick up the arse. Maybe Coventry was that kick up the arse, and we can go on and now put a run together, and then make a run that lasts all the way up, so we're 4th or 5th in the table, comfortably inside the playoffs come April, May. So, not really much to comment on, to be fair, I won't lie. West Brom was shit. They looked like, honestly, they offered absolutely nothing. There wasn't a single time where they came forward and I thought, oh shit, like I'm biting my nails thinking they're going to score. Even when they put a little bit of pressure on and had more of the ball. Like if we go to facts, would it be on facts? Yeah. When they had this momentum here, the last 5 minutes, and then all of this inside stoppage time, of which there was three, weren't really bothered. Like as he scored at the height of like the most pressure they had, but again they didn't really do anything with it. And a point 0.8 xg because one of our goals was scored from about 40 yards. But again, look, no possession. We don't have possession. We let you have it, and then we'll just defend. And they couldn't handle us defensively, and then coming forward, they couldn't get past us. I think Sturge has really, really made a case for himself to play every fucking week. I think that is a one of a kind performance from Zach Sturge, considering he's only 20, 21, 21. And he's up against Jed Wallace, an experienced veteran who also had Johnston over on his side as well at times. There were times where Wallace and Johnston were that side and Price come out here. Like, it was very confusing for me doing the watch along. But even when Illing Jr. came on the pitch, and if we look at Illing Jr. so far, when it loads, yeah, here, it says he's a left back. But so far this season, he scored in 2 of his starts, 4 games, 10 million market value. I know he's only on loan, but look, some good performances when he's played. And he's locked him off. Same with Ballo. Defensively, Ballo's really good. And I think why he should play over Amaku. I'm still torn on whether Amaku's an impact sub or if he should be starting. But I think Ballo after today could really give, like, this is just going to give Alex Neil a headache. Because Leonard had a solid game. And the one thing I must mention, I really like Aziz on this wing because it stops Leonard going forward and we're not caught out in defence. Leonard playing as a right back, not as a right wing back, is fucking brilliant. If we look at Ryan Leonard this season, he has an average of 7.15, but that is his best performance, except for the Watford game, which was joint. But that's his best performance of the season. Don't forget fuck the cup game. He only got that high rating because he scored. But it's his joint highest rating of the season. And again, when he's played as a fullback, then we're fine. But if we're looking to play as attacking right fullback, then we're going to need to buy someone in January. But if we play like this, with Aziz or a winger hugging the touchline each side, then we're calm as marbles, mate. Like we'll be fine. And hopefully this is the kick up the arse, or Coventry was the kick up the arse, but this is the start of a run that we can put together, and we go unbeaten for the rest of October, which would be fucking nice. Obviously, you can forget Coventry because they're just a fucking freak, mate. Coventry will win this league. I'll be surprised if they don't. Obviously, Leicester not really clicked. 4 draws in a row, and then today finally won. Like, drawing to Oxford, okay, Cov, but West Brom and Wrexham, they've not clicked yet. Ipswich are down in 17th, although they still have 2 games. But if they win both of those, then they're just as good as Leicester. And they were going to lose against Blackburn, so they got a fucking get out of jail free card with that. They play Norwich tomorrow. And then Southampton as well, who are up to speed. They've not clicked yet at all. So we've got 3 relegated teams that are just not really good enough and haven't clicked yet. And then Sheffield United, who were playoff finalists, who I don't think they will click. I really don't think they will. They're going to be in amongst the scrap at the bottom. But it's just like, I think from second downwards, anyone can take it this year. I think this is, apart from Coventry, the lowest standard of championship we've seen in a long time. We could make automatics, and then my provisional table after we beat Norwich might actually come true. Although I did say Ipswich would finish in the top, as top. I mean, I was gonna say in the top six, but yeah, as top. With us second, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But I feel like it's there for the taking. Like, you've got teams like fucking Preston and Stoke inside the top six after 9 games. You can tell the standard of the league isn't there, considering how bad they were last season. Bristol City as well, Swansea, Charlton, Portsmouth, and you've got teams like Ipswich, Southampton, and Sheffield United, all placing currently below teams like Birmingham, Charlton, Portsmouth, Watford. I just feel like it's there for the taking. We need to take advantage while we can. Put together a run. I mean, if we're looking at, based on today's performance, if we can carry this on, I don't see why we can't get a decent point away against QPR. Maybe even nick a win if it's 1-0. But before today, I was looking at this thinking, I don't see a win here. All of these games, I don't see a win. A draw, a draw, a loss, a draw, a loss, a draw, and a loss. Now, which is mental, let's wait and I'll give you my proper thoughts after the QPR game and how we play. Maybe after the Stoke game. But now I'm thinking draw, potentially win, but probably draw. Win, draw, win, draw, draw, draw. Maybe losing to Birmingham. Maybe losing to Leicester. I'm not entirely sure, but they don't look like the same team, which is why I feel like we could get a draw. But based on today, let's go back to just today. We had a fantastic game. Cannot fault anyone here. Like I said, the only gripes that I had with anyone was Bender with conceding the stupid corner that if they'd scored from, I think it was at 1-1. No, it might have been 2-1. I'm not entirely sure. But had it been at 1-1, 1-0, I mean. I don't know if it was a 1-0 or 2-0. Had it been at 1-0 and they'd scored to make it 1-1, we'd be fucking screwing at him. So, although don't be fooled, he's done fuck all in this game. Look at his accurate long balls and his accurate passes. Like, that tells you everything, which is why I don't understand why he's such a high rated. Like, he's thrown the ball out once, he's come to cross, he's claimed one cross, made one save that you can't really call a save. Like, come on. Don't let that fool you. He's done fuck all today. Made a couple of mistakes that were just mainly just his distribution, apart from one where he gave away a corner. Nothing came of it. But other than that, he's had nothing to do. So he's not been bad, he's just not been good. Cooper, Sturge, Kramer, Leonard, I think should be our back four. Sturge has that pace and the strength as well. I don't think Brian quite has that. I know Brian's a senior head, senior figure in the squad, but I feel like he should be in there as that dressing room voice. Same with Cooper. But I think Brian should be there as a dressing room voice more as a starting left back. And it's such a shame because when Doughty's fit, how the fuck do you not play Doughty? Like, Sturge is good, and I feel like Sturge would be our number one choice for a while, but when Doughty's back, you cannot just not play him, especially after I don't know how much we spent. I cannot see it, but with a player that good, maybe when he comes back from his injury, nurse him back in, get him fully fit again, then put him in the squad is all I could say. Don't rush him back because Sturge is good enough. I think this maybe substitute Smallbone for Bangura Williams, maybe one of Luongo or Mitchell for Mazusako, and maybe Coburn for one of Ivanovic or Langstaff as like the only rotation. But Cooper, Kramer, Ballo, Aziz, one of Luongo or Mitchell are guaranteed starters. And I think that should be our back four. Sturgeon Leonard should be our back four. Or should be our starting fullbacks, I mean. So Sturge, Cooper, Kramer, Leonard, Ballo, Aziz should be the 6 names that never get substituted. Not substituted, that never get rotated out unless we need to rotate for 4 games in 2 weeks. Let's say. Like, I can understand if he's rotating for fitness or for sharpness, but I think we have found our best 11, and I don't want to overreact because we'll see how it goes against QPR. They've just won away to Bristol City, so who knows? They could go and tonk us 4-0. The last time we had a good performance, we then lost 3-0 to Middlesbrough. So let's just relax. It was a very good result. I'm happy with the way that everyone played on the pitch. No gripes really, other than the one that I mentioned with Bender. And I feel like Bangura Williams, who wasn't even in the squad, might have a problem. I don't know. Because Bangura Williams is by far and away one of our brightest assets. One of our best young talents. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. I will leave it on this screen. There we go. I'll leave it on this screen. Let me just do that. Yeah, 3-0 win. Thank Christ. Just, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. There we go. After a 1-1 draw that I predicted. Now, I said before the game, it's going one of 2 ways. Either we'll get tonked or we'll win 1-0. No in-betweens. Maybe a 0-0, but I don't ever predict a 0-0. So I said, we'll either win 1-0 or we'll get tonked. But, having said that, I'm going to go for the safe option, a 1-1 draw. But just know we're either getting tonked or we're winning 1-0. Or it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Those are the only 3 scorelines I thought it could be. Didn't realise how bad West Brom would be, considering they were 4th in the table before today. But they don't score or concede a lot, West Brom. And now, yeah, before today, they'd scored 9, conceded 7. And won 4, drawn 2, lost 2. Losing to Middlesbrough, okay, Derby at home is bad. A draw against Leicester, though, and then beating Norwich, although Norwich have the worst away form with us, so... Not anymore! Not anymore! That now puts us, in terms of the table, we are 8th. In terms of home form, we're now above West Brom, which is nice. We've got 6 points, which means we've got 2 wins and 3 losses at home. And away, the 4 games we've played, they're still 2nd after that loss away from home, which shows how good West Brom were away. But 8 points, 2 wins, 2 draws, haven't lost. If we can find that consistency, and hopefully we can take that now, get that consistency going, get that win away against QPR, 2-1 win, go 2-0 up, maybe a late setback, or maybe a 2-0 win, maybe a 1-0, I don't care, just get that win, go into the Stoke game with a positive mindset, win that game. If we can win the QPR and the Stoke game, we might start getting into gear to the point where that's it, we've clicked. Maybe that's what's happened. Maybe that's why we were so good today. But I don't think we were Coventry levels of good. I feel like we were Leicester or Preston or Stoke. Not outstanding quality to the point where you can win 5-0 every game. But when it mattered most, we put them to the sword and we punished them through their mistakes. But that's enough for me. I'm going to stop waffling now. And I will see you for... Well, actually, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I forgot. International break. What a shit time.